Welcome back to On the Scene. We're joined now by Lieutenant Tim Davenport of the Suffolk Police Department, who is here today to talk to us about holiday safety. And Tim, thanks for being with us today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Good deal. Well, of course, the holiday season means everybody's out and about looking for those special gifts for that special someone, family members, whatever. But one thing people need to also be aware of while they're out enjoying all the fun and frivolity of the holiday season is safety. And really being more aware of their surroundings, I guess would be a good way to put it. But one special program the Suffolk Police Department coordinates every year, has been doing for quite some time now. It's called Holiday on the Beat. Tell us a little bit about what that program is and the benefit for the citizens of the city of Suffolk.
Absolutely. Well, we started the program back in 2005. And the program is basically designed to beef up patrol in the shopping centers, bank areas, and business areas, just because it is the holiday time of season, and there are more people out, more traffic out. And it's also, we hate to say, but it's a time of year the criminals like to take advantage of. So that's what we do. We basically patrol those areas, and we just try to deter crime more than we do anything. If we can deter just one robbery or one larceny from happening, then we've done a good job for that year.
Right. Now, talk about some basic, I'll call them common sense tips for people. You're out shopping. What are some things that you need to be aware of? Again, it's a great time for businesses, and that are seeing the revenue and the people coming in their doors. But again, you want to be aware of your surroundings. Right,
absolutely. With our city growing as much as it has in the past several years, we get a lot more people coming in, a lot more businesses here now. So we have a lot more shoppers in Suffolk. So, and you're right when you say common sense approach, and that's the way we like to look at it also. And just some of the basic things they can be doing is like you could park in well-lit areas. Find a shopping center where they would park under a light there or park in a well-lit area. Maybe try to avoid parking next to a vehicle that has tinted windows. And that's just for safety and security reasons. Shop in pairs. Shop with a friend. Don't go by yourself. Maybe not carry so much cash on you. And in the world as it is nowadays, people are plastic or credit cards, so it makes it easier.
Sure.
But and things like that. And maybe when you leave the store, don't burden yourself down by carrying 5, 10, 15, 20 packages at a time because you're not going to be aware of your surroundings. You're going to be aware of trying to make sure you don't drop your packages.
Correct.
One of the things you can have also is maybe like having your keys already in your hand, ready to get in your car, so you don't have to be worried about trying to fumble for your keys and get in the car and not being aware of what's around you. And I think probably one of the most common sense approaches is just be aware.
Right.
Be aware for vehicles on the road when you're driving. Be aware of your surroundings as you're walking to and from your car. But those are just some basic tips that people could do to make themselves a little bit safer during the holiday season.
Now, of course, when you go back to your vehicle, of course, some people have these bigger vehicles where you can put your packages in there. They're not put in a trunk or anything.
Right.
Any tips involved with that as far as maybe how to stow your cargo, so to speak, when you're out shopping?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them have that, I don't want to call it a security blanket, but they have the thing that, like the little tarp that comes over the back.
Sure.
You could use that, or you could just use a blanket to cover your packages up. Criminals take advantage of us in any way they can.
Right.
So they may be looking in vehicles when nobody's around to see what they can break into and take. So if you can keep them out of the way, hidden from common observation might be the word to use, then that's what I would do. I would maybe cover them up with a blanket or something along those lines so they can't readily see them, or put them in a trunk where they're hidden.
Right. Now, you mentioned about being aware of your surroundings and certainly walking to your car with your keys out so that you're kind of ready to go. You're not fumbling for them. What would a situation, say, for example, someone's walking to the car and they get the feeling that maybe someone's following them. They're in a parking lot, so there's people and other activity around. What's a good situational moment, I should say, for the person there that you think someone's behind you? What would you suggest to do in that instance?
Well, a lot of the vehicles nowadays are actually equipped with the little red button on their key fob. So, I mean, if you're going to draw attention to yourself, that's the last thing a criminal wants, is to have attention drawn to
Exactly.
them. So use that. I mean, use it to your advantage. If you're at your car, hit the little red button on it because it sounds the horn, blinks the lights, and things like that. Or either go to a well-lit area, find a crowd of people, find a police officer working the parking lot, things along those lines, walk in that direction, or go back in the store where there's a lot of people at. Yeah, the biggest thing you don't want to do is make yourself a victim. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where the criminal can take advantage of you.
Now, of course, we talked about the individual shopper, but a lot of parents are out there and they have their children with them.
Absolutely.
And of course, again, everybody's moving around. You're looking for that great deal in the store, and little Bobby or Cindy are out there with you as well. But any advice for parents, if you're taking your children along, what should you look to do to kind of protect them as well?
And I'll tell you, because I too have small children, and I understand completely what it's about. And exactly, make sure your children understand to stay with you at all times, and even more so, make sure you pay attention. When I say you pay attention to parents,
Right.
make sure you pay attention to where your kids are at all times. Leave them, if you have more than one person with you, maybe somebody could watch the children while you look at certain things. And then you could switch off and you could watch the children while they look at certain things. So things along those lines. The biggest thing is just make sure the children understand to stay with you at all times, because it's easy to get lost in a store, especially with a lot of people in it.
Right, right. Now, of course, we've talked about the shopper. We talked about the shopper with children. We talked about getting to your vehicle. All right, you get to your vehicle, everything's good to go. Now you're on your way home.
Right.
And of course, general safety on the road, you always want to follow that.
Right.
But when you get home, any tips for what you want to pay attention to when you arrive? Because again, someone in a situation, I guess, could follow you from the store, saw that you popped out a retail outlet, you got the big packages and stuff.
That's
what are some good things to think about when you're pulling up to your home? You think, hey, I'm home and everything's safe, but things to think about there.
Well, you know how you left your home, whether you left lights on, whether you a suspicious vehicle that wasn't in the neighborhood that you've never seen before, things along those lines. Right. When you're driving down the road, pay attention to what's going on around you. If you notice a vehicle that's followed you for a long distance, maybe make a couple circles around the block, or go to a well-lit area and park, or go to the police station and pull up and see if that vehicle follows you in there also. Right. But also you can, if you're going to shop and it's leaving in the daytime, returning when it's dark, maybe leave an outside light on, especially at the door you're going to go into. Things along those lines. A lot of homes are equipped nowadays with the key fobs for their alarm systems and so forth, so they could use that to their advantage along those lines. But the biggest thing is just, like I say again, is don't make yourself a victim. Don't put yourself in a spot that somebody can take advantage of you, and like park in a dark area, have to get out and get your packages out in a dark area. Right. It's just easy for a criminal to take advantage of somebody in that situation.
Now, of course, people are also, in addition to all the shopping and fun they're having with that, they're also probably running around, seeing relatives and friends, going out and about. Some extra things to think about this holiday season when you're leaving your home. Maybe how to leave your home a little more secure. You talked about, again, paying attention to how you left it, so that when you come back, you know that, look, it's in the same condition.
Absolutely. And in my opinion, what you should do is leave a light on. Maybe leave an inside light on, look like somebody may be home. Leave an exterior light on. And a lot of homes have the motion sensor lights, which are even better, in my opinion. I think that's great. So have an exterior light on if you're going to be coming back when it's dark and so forth. Lock your doors. Lock your windows. Just some of the simple basic stuff that makes it harder for somebody to break into your house if they want to try to. So at least do something like that.
Okay. Now, of course, we talked about the shopper, going to home, leaving home. We also want to talk a little bit about the businesses as well. Business owners, and maybe you have a new business that opened this year. This is your first holiday season in business. You have the extra customers coming in, which is a good thing. But some things from the business owner perspective with shoppers to kind of pay attention to and make it safe for them as well as safe for your business and your employees.
Right. Well, one thing we do is that, and you'll show this in a minute, is the brochures we hand out, but just a couple of the basic things is like, don't have employees working by themselves. The last thing, like I said, a criminal wants to do is be recognized or be put in a situation where they're not in control. So if they have more than one employee there, they're going to be less apt to try to rob that business or harm somebody there. Don't have employees working by themselves. Maybe don't prop the door open, or prop the front door, prop the back door open. Leaves an easy access for somebody to get in and get out. Make sure that the doors can lock and so forth when they shut. Right. Another thing they need to be looking out for this type of season too is just counterfeit monies.
Correct.
We see a lot of that now. And with the technology the way it is, it makes it easier for them to do that.
Right.
But a lot of the businesses are equipped with pins that they can check the counterfeit monies with, which is a good thing. So just be mindful of people trying to pass counterfeit monies.
Got it. Now let's talk again about the Holiday on the Beat program, which again we talked about at the beginning of this segment, and what an impact it's making on the citizens and the business of Suffolk, again, by keeping everybody safe and just being that extra little eye out there for everyone.
Right. Like I said, we started in 2005, and our main focus and our main goal is to keep people from being taken advantage of and become victims. Right. Our job is to prevent crime, and our job is to deter crime, and that's one of the things we try to do through this program by patrolling the shopping centers, patrolling the banks, and patrolling the bars and businesses. If we can be seen in those areas, then criminals are going to be less likely to try to take advantage of people and to move into that area to see if they can set up shop to to take advantage of somebody there. So we try to do that through patrol efforts. And therefore, it also adds a sense of security to the other officers out there that we can have additional manpower on the street if something were to happen.
Correct.
That we'll have additional officers out there to try to address those issues. But also, we try to get out there and, like I said, it's a good way for our department to get out there and touch base with the citizens, let them know that we're out there to help them, let them know that we're out there to protect them, but also to let the businesses know that we're out there to help them also.
Exactly.
You know, we know that the economy the way it is, you know, that the businesses thrive off customer support, customer base.
Right.
So, you know, if we can make them feel safer also by being out there, then that's what we do.
Great. Now, again, if anybody would have any questions after watching this segment and would want some more information, you talked about the brochures that you and your fellow officers are out there handing out in the community, but what's a good number for people to call if they have a question and just want to maybe check on something?
Well, they can actually call my desk. I mean, I don't mind answering questions if I can, and it's 514-7882. And you know, I can at least point them in the right direction. You know, if as far as answers and so forth. But yeah, they can absolutely more than happy to call.
Okay. Well, Lieutenant Davenport, thanks for being with us today.
Well, pleasure's all mine.
And we'll have more on the scene right after this.